Poison, healthy.
Dominion Virginia Power is one of Virginia's largest energy companies and operates in 3 other states including Ohio, West Virginia, and North Carolina. Their facility, known as Possum Point Power Plant, is located on a small peninsula between Quantico Creek and the Potomac River. This plant has burned coal for its energy production for 48 years, from 1955 to 2003. In that time, the plant produced over 1 billion gallons of toxic coal ash and contaminated water. The plant transitioned over to natural gas in 2003, but the coal ash produced from previous coal burning is stored on site in 5 coal ash ponds that are suspected of not being fully lined and feared to be leaching out and polluting the Potomac River and groundwater that provides the drinking water for residents who source their water from wells. Dan and Patty Morrow are residents in the nearby community of Possum Point. They moved to the community 21 years ago to raise their 2 daughters, Rachel and Kat. They moved here not knowing about Dominion's coal ash ponds and the implications of living close to a power plant facility. This is their story.
We've been living just about 100 feet away from this pond north of this location, and raised the kids, and everything was good. Never knew any of this was going on back here. Never knew what was actually Dominion was up to. One of the river keepers, Dean Nokwachuk, contacted me April of this year to ask me if I've known anything about what's going on back here, and I told him I didn't. So he informed me at that point what's going on and what this water represented, and asked whether I was on a private well, which I am, on a shallow, open bore private well. So he was very, very upset and wanted it tested, told me to stop drinking the water.
Once the Morrows found out about the potential danger, they stopped using the water and had it tested. After petitioning with the Virginia Department of Health, they agreed to test their well. They also had the ECC, an environmental consulting firm, run water quality tests. The tests came back with different results, giving the Morrows mixed information. The Virginia Department of Health informed them that the water was safe to drink, and there was nothing abnormal in their water. On the contrary, the ECC informed them that their drinking water was toxic and very harmful, and not safe to drink. The ECC's tests uncovered that the Morrows' drinking water had high levels of lead, cobalt, antimony, and traces of other contaminants such as mercury, cadmium, arsenic, and hexavalent chromium, which are all associated with coal ash.
With that, we started reaching back and started realizing what the elements would do to us, and we got a 1 in 10 chance of getting cancer. The strontium that's in the water replaces the calcium in our bones, which causes osteoporosis, which now I realized we went and had a DEXA scan. I have osteoporosis. I've got 3 back surgeries due to the spine falling apart. The neurosurgeon doesn't know why. He just says there's a problem. Stop doing anything that I'm doing. So I pretty much stopped working, and I'm right now fighting Virginia, Dominion, and the Department of Health to do something about this, because there's other families around here that are drinking this water still right now.
The Morrows are not alone. 5 other wells in the Possum Point community have also shown various contaminants. The county and Dominion Power blames the pipes in the Morrow household for the contamination. And the state and county acknowledge that there's an issue with the water, but fail to determine who's responsible for the contamination. The Morrows have gone to the extent of paying $40,000 to switch over to public water, which resulted in them still not being able to use it due to new tests showing very low pH, making it acidic. For the past year, they have been purchasing bottled water for drinking and bathing on a weekly basis.
These well tests are a good 1.5 inches worth of documentation. It takes me at least a month to read one test to understand the whole thing. But what I did find out is Virginia backs up and says, well, technically, they're not breaking the law because there are no standards for private drinking wells. All standards are based on public drinking water, which is county, state driven. Private wells don't have to adhere to any type of a level of purity. So when my well is contaminated, they backed up and said, well, that doesn't really hold true because we can't blame anybody because there's no rules that says they did anything wrong. So that's wrong in itself.
Currently, the Potomac River Keeping Network, represented by Southern Environmental Law Firm, brought Dominion Power to court over how the Virginia state permit allows Dominion to dump 200 million gallons of polluted coal ash wastewater into the Potomac River without proper treatment, violates federal law, and threatens valuable fish habitat. The Potomac River Keeping Network is a non-profit environmental org devoted to protecting the public's right to clean water. And their case point is that the Virginia regulators are required by law to set the strictest possible pollution limits to protect our shared waterways, and they failed. The case is currently ongoing as the fight for clean water at Possum Point continues.